Hey guys, it's Joshua Meeks with the PNW team at Keller Williams Realty, and you are watching the January 2020 PNW Monthly Market Update. Now, we're typically looking at the entire Northwest Multiple Listing Service when we're looking at these monthly market updates, but you all need to know that we're shooting these videos from the city of Puyallup and Pierce County, and specifically in Pierce County, there is such a limit of inventory and such a demand in our market that we're already experiencing within the first few weeks of January multiple offer situations, escalation clauses, waived inspections in a lot of situations, and we're not even into the legitimate full spring yet. As a matter of fact, one of our clients recently put an escalation clause on a property that ended up receiving 8 offers within the first few days on the market. So when we're talking about spring in the market of 2020, we have already arrived. We are there, and the market is definitely continuing to pick up. Combine that with around this time last year, we saw around 3,900 homes going under contract. This year, we're seeing 4,400 homes going under contract. So if you're doing the math, that means there's a lot less homes and more people going under contract, creating more competition. Now, of course, that is going to lead to this supply and demand dynamic where limited inventory, if you know much about business economics, usually means driving up the prices. When there's a lot of buyers and not very many sellers, that usually means that property values are going up. With that being said, we've been, 6 or 7 years of property values going up, and that we are seeing consistently right now appraisals coming in lower because there is only a certain amount of sustainability in those market values going up. So around this time last year, on the average of the entire Northwest Multiple Listing Service, we were looking about $250 price per square foot on average. And this year we're looking at $266 price per square foot. So not an enormous difference. It's definitely a scalable, consistent, healthy growth within the real estate market, but nothing crazy, nothing drastic, nothing that's unsustainable as far as the market goes. And really that's what we want to see in the market right now is sustainable, consistent growth that gives sellers the assurance that buying real estate is always a great investment and gives buyers the assurance that this is a stable market and that we're not waiting for some crush or collapse to happen in order to get a great rate or to get a good property value on a home. That's a conversation that consistently comes up if you're in real estate or mortgage or investments or any other industry. A lot of people who remember as far back as around 2007, 2008, 2009, they're waiting for some cataclysmic thing to happen. But there were a lot different metrics set up around that time than there are now, meaning that it's a lot more difficult to get into a home. It's a lot more difficult to go through underwriting with the lender. There's a lot more checks and balances as far as getting through that process, which is great. That's what we want to see, is that there is a standard for getting into the home and that there is a standard for home ownership. And that's what creates a sustainable market and sustainable growth. These are numbers that we're going to see change over the next month or two, especially as the market's starting to pick up. But on average right now, most homes are selling for around 97% of list price. So just to give an example, that means a $500,000 home is going to be selling for, on average, around $485,000. Now, keep in mind this does, average out all homes from complete fixer-uppers to brand new construction to homes that are actually priced competitively, and it's going to average out all of those numbers. So you might find a home that's listed for $400,000 and quickly escalates to $410,000 to $420,000, selling for about 105% of list price. And on average, most homes are selling just below list price at this time. Average days on market right now is around 46 days. So if you're a seller and you're considering putting your home on the market, just know that depending on the condition, the location, the price, and a lot of other variables, on average, homes are on the market around a month and a half. Now, again, some homes are going off the market in 2 to 3 days. And if you're more of an average home in the Northwest Multiple Listing Service, you're looking closer to a month and a half, which is down from around 53 days this time last year. Now, if you're looking around Pierce County and King County, of course, the average days on market and the average sale price is going to change quite a bit. The average days on market is going to be a lot less, and the average sales price compared to the list price is going to be a little bit higher. In summary, months of inventory is down from around 2 months of inventory this time last year to just around 1.3 months of inventory this year. And that's about a 30 to 35% difference as far as what's available on the market, and we're seeing even more buyers come on the market, and that's really the tension that sellers and buyers are feeling right now. That if you're a seller that's been thinking about waiting until closer to March or April, there is really no distinctive difference between what's taking place right now in the market and the growth and the demand that we're seeing and what we might see come March or April. We want to see that consistent, sustainable growth. We want to see, there to be incentives for buyers to be looking on the market, and we're seeing all those options right now available. And again, anything around Pierce or King County right now is going to be even less days on market because there's even less inventory right now. Really, anything that's listed under 400,000 in this market, we're seeing go really quick, competitively with multiple offers if it's at all within reasonable condition and reasonably priced according to the market. Once you get over $400,000, the inventory is a little bit more, which is helpful because if you are in that move up market right now, that means if you're looking to sell something that's under 400,000 and buy something, for example, over 400,000, you're in a really good position to know that you're going to get a lot of demand and a lot of money, really getting the best market possible for that home that you're selling under 400. And then with there being marginally more homes on the market and availability and months of inventory for everything over $400,000, especially as you get to $500,000 or $600,000, there's going to be a little bit more room in those price ranges for you to get a better deal and not be quite so dog eat dog in this real estate environment in the Pacific Northwest. If you have any other questions about buying or selling in the Pacific Northwest, feel free to shoot us a quick message or phone call, text, wherever you might find us, and we'd be happy to answer your questions. Thank you so much for watching. See you next month.